One of the things I've come to realize the farther I get in this work is that really what we're talking about is changing a culture, is to changing the culture within the church. And that doesn't happen quickly. So knowing that there aren't going to be, instant results that fix everything and maintaining hope in the midst of all that, I think can be really challenging. So there's that kind of interior struggling with that. I also think for me, one of the biggest challenges is feeling like I have to convince people to care about something that I think is so obvious that we should care about, but especially my fellow Catholics. It's honestly because I've been so ingrained in the Catholic Church for so long, it's really hard for me to see my fellow Catholics not responding better, and to try to encourage people to make this a priority, but to try to do that with love and patience as opposed to with frustration and anger, which is sometimes how I feel when it seems like people don't care. So that is really challenging. And I think just very practically speaking, with Awake right now, it's kind of one of those the harvest is plenty, laborers are few kind of situations. I wish there were more of us to do all of this work. And sometimes it feels like such a big task. And for me, I would just love to have more laborers in the fields. I think for me, when I think about kind of the long, slow task of culture change and how painful that is and how discouraging that can be, in contrast, I've found that, the relationships and conversations I have with survivors are just the place where I can see like real good fruit happening like right now. And it's, Awake just started our survivor circles in September. And so we've only met with each of those groups twice. And I can already see just how powerful and it is for these people to come together in a safe space for honest conversation and supporting one another. And the ways that I can step out of the way and let them just support one another and listen to one another is just, it's so beautiful. And then the messages that come in after every one of those gatherings from people about how much it meant to them are just so encouraging. And the other thing I would say is, Awake has been given a lot of opportunities to support survivors directly in various ways. And just recently, as one little example, we were able to come together around a young woman who was abused by a priest just a few years ago in high school and was coming up on his criminal trial. And we were able to collect 30 something cards from people in the Awake community, who sent them all to my apartment. And then I gathered them all up and sent them along to her to open on the day before that trial. And she expressed how supported she felt and how she felt so much less alone walking into the courtroom with having had all that support around her. And similarly, it allowed us as a community to be church to her, to be what we are supposed to be among those people who have been harmed. And so that little action felt like, yeah, we're doing something right here, and we're doing something that's really making a difference to someone. We might not be fixing all the big problems yet, but we made a difference to one person.